Welcome to the Crypto's Key Conversation. We're going to quickly jump into CoinGecko here. We're currently sitting at a $1.82 trillion market cap, currently up 5.4%. Looking at the top 10, Bitcoin sitting at 38,171, Ethereum sitting at 2,633, Tether is Tether, Binance Coin sitting at 394.34, Cardano sitting at $1.11, Solana sitting at 99.25, XRP sitting at 63, currently up 5.6% for a 24-hour period. Terra sitting at 63.95 and DOT sitting at 19.50. Coming over here to the Bitcoin Fear Greedy Index, we're currently up at 23, so we were just at 12 yesterday. So as you can see, there's a little bit less fear in the market, but we're still in the extreme fear range when we've been in this range for weeks. Obviously, with the uncertainty with the Fed, Jerome Powell, inflation, interest rate hikes, just a lot of FUD and fear when it comes to articles, just investors just literally getting feared out or liquidations, just so much going on within the market that's creating us in this extreme fear range. Wanted to start off here with Charles Gasparino's tweet here. He says, breaking, Ripple says that it now has a $15 billion market value after buying back all of its outstanding private shares held by investors since being issued in December 2019. SEC case is ongoing and obviously could impact future sales of private stock XRP. And then XRP Crypto Wolf said, Ripple is getting sued by the SEC over XRP and they still went up in value from 10 billion to 15 billion valuation. Perseverance at its finest. Absolutely. I mean, regardless of whatever's going on with SEC v Ripple case, Ripple's still growing and expanding, trying to, fight the good fight and solve a real world problem. Eleanor Tarrant had responded and says, Ripple tells us business is booming despite SEC tensions, and this move really underscores the strength of their business model and position in the market. So there goes something else. XRP Crypto Wolf also says, the SEC can't stop Ripple because they are the solution to an international problem. Other countries don't care about the SEC. So, I mean, that just kind of brings me to a point. It's like, we as Americans look at what's going on in America and we think, the SEC dropped the lawsuit on Ripple and XRP, and we're affected. They're stifling innovation. While outside of the U.S., all these other central banks and other companies and businesses are utilizing Ripple and XRP utility. So it's like it's happening regardless of what's happening in the U.S., which is a positive for us. So coming over here. This article on Protocol says Ripple CEO won't apologize for taking on the SEC. This is a quote from Brad Garlinghouse. The SEC declared war on Ripple. We're defending ourselves. Absolutely. I mean, somebody's got to, fight the good fight against an overbearing and overpowering and overstepping and overreaching SEC. So I'm glad that Ripple took on that challenge and they're fighting the good fight. And then all the, the great people on Twitter, YouTube, the legal representatives we have out in the XRP community, stepping up, fighting the good fight. Power to all you guys and power to us for being here and being a part of history, because we're on the right side of the law. We're on the right side of history. Coming over here, this is a tweet from Ripple. It says, we're excited to hear that the concept of a digital dollar is being taken seriously and appreciate the Fed's openness to hearing from the public on the issue. We believe the public-private collaboration is the best way to ensure fully informed outcomes. So this is from a CNBC article that says Fed released long-awaited study on digital dollar. XRP Crypto Wolf says, when is Ripple going to announce they're working with the Federal Reserve with the eye emojis? Came down here, this dude, Saber, says he had put up this tweet. That's pretty much, I don't know if this is some valid argument, so don't, take this at my word here, but I'm just reading kind of what he posted. He says, this is an article that says, or a document that says, potential Federal Reserve actions to support interbank settlement of faster payments. Federal Reserve notice, submission by Ripple on the 13th of December, 2018. It says, Ripple submission to U.S. Federal Register notice. And then here goes the doc OP number. Real-time payment by payment interbank messaging and settlement in Federal Reserve accounts. 24/7, 365, operating around the clock every day, weekends and holidays. Full payment information, clearing and settlement carried in payment message. Available to depository institutions eligible to hold a Federal Reserve account. Agents could submit payments on behalf of a depository institution. Access through Reserve Bank channels like FedLine. End-of-day balances recorded for each day of the week. So this is something I haven't personally seen, but I thought it was quite interesting that this gentleman had posted this, and he was responding to this gentleman that says, "How do you know that? Like, how do you know that?" He's responding to XRP Crypto Wolf's question here. He goes, how do you know, pretty much saying, how do you know that, Ripple's working with the Federal Reserve? Do you have a document? Of course you don't. And then he had responded with that. So I thought that was quite interesting. And we know that, Ripple is, and partnered and tied into some big players out there in this world. So I wouldn't be surprised if literally when it comes to, this so-called reset up and restructure of the financial institution, the financial system, Ripple's plugged in there. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen all the, the documents, diagrams, and articles and interviews that's been coming up, on our news outlets, on our tweets, and all this stuff. It's quite evident that Ripple's is going to be massive when it comes to, payments and the new financial system for sure. So coming over here, Johnny Deaton had tweeted, I can assure you that Gary Gensler, Bill Hemmon, Jay Clayton, Mark Berger, and several other non-SEC officials don't want an investigation order. A formal investigation comes with subpoena power. Think emails, bank records, and digital wallet addresses. So he's saying this because I guess there's 65,000 XRP holders have joined the class action lawsuit petition, but less than a third have utilized Connect to Congress. If we get over 50,000 people asking for finance banking committee members for an investigation, it will happen. So he's pretty much urging, encouraging, all of us out here that's a part of the class action lawsuit to make sure that you come in and do the Connect to Congress so they can get these numbers, so they can get that official formal investigation with that subpoena power, because that's going to give us access to a lot more vital information that can, help, help protect us as, XRP and Ripple investors. And so, and also helping, Ripple within their case. So coming out here, he says, if you had the power to order an investigation, I would. I'm not sure what more you think I could do, but please feel free to show me how to get it done. Concerning all the evidence is available to you as well. So he's responding to this gentleman and says, you keep talking about it. You have the evidence. Why has it not been done? There is factually irrefutable proof, yet all you do is talk. So there's obviously going to be a lot of, trolls or negative people out there in regards of, always having something to say. But in the grand scheme of things, Johnny Deaton and the rest of the crew are fighting the good fight and doing the best that they possibly can. So this is just a bunch of nonsense. But, everyone has the right to their opinion or whatever. But I'm glad that, Johnny Deaton stepping up, kind of, spitting facts and continuing to fight the good fight despite all the negativity that's been coming out of the headways. Coming over here, digital asset investor is responding to the tweet from yesterday where John Deaton was saying, why is Eleanor Terry and Charles Gasparino the only ones reporting all the facts? Despite Hemmon and the SEC claiming the speech was a personal opinion, Hemmon respectfully stated, we at the SEC believe. Clayton did the same. Hester Pearson Jackson referred to the speech as guidance. So he's talking about when Bill Hemmon went up and gave that Ethereum Free Pass speech, pretty much giving the market the advice and guidance that, Ethereum wasn't a security. So they're talking about that speech, but no one else is really reporting on it. And then digital asset investor says, great question. The lies are out in the open. We already did your work. Why are you supposed news outlets not doing your job? So if you listen to digital asset investor in some of his videos, he goes in on these news and media outlets and these journalists, because he's like, back in my days, there was true journalism, but now it's like no one wants to tell the truth. Obviously, a lot of those news outlet companies and journalists are in the pockets of the big players that may be the ones that are trying to suppress, Ripple and XRP in its current state. And that's why the SEC lawsuit is still lingering on. So who knows? But coming over here, this was a tweet by the SEC. It says, watch live our first open commission meeting of the year. And then he says right here, January 26th at 10 a.m. And then John Deaton goes, will you allow questions? And I thought that was pretty funny, because whether anytime one of our SEC representatives, especially when it comes to our chairman, Gary Gensler, if he's asked about, Ethereum security status or something specific about Bitcoin or, XRP or any specific asset, he literally doesn't answer the question. So it's funny. He goes, will you allow questions? Well, even if they did allow questions, will they answer them, or are they going to give us the same roundabout answer? But I thought that was pretty funny. So I wanted to end the video on these last two here. So Kevin Cage, I really value Kevin Cage input when it comes to market analysis, when it comes to, he does deep dive research into a lot of projects. and he does a little bit of TA that I value, and he also has like a lot of positive words of encouragement on his Twitter page, and he says a lot of people seem to think weekly chart means the tomorrow chart. Absolutely. So there's a lot of especially retail investors out there that I was there too, and sometimes I'm still there in that state that they look at the market and they want things to happen now, fast, fast, fast. But like if you really just take a deep breath, invest when you're willing to lose, don't over leverage yourself or whatever the case is, whatever your strategy is, and you just zoom out, you realize that over time you have a high chance of success. The probability is high. So we got to do our best to stop looking so narrowed into the charts. Now, if you're a seasoned trader, then do your thing. That's what you do. But, for us retail investors that just normal day-to-day, investors looking to, increase our portfolio and increase our, our wealth, zoom out, man. Zoom out. Lastly, this was Johnny Deaton's tweet based off of the news we got from, Blockworks. They were talking about, BlackRock 10 trillion asset under management officially files for blockchain ETF. Johnny Deaton goes, first Charles Schwab with 7 trillion and now BlackRock with 10 trillion. This crypto thing may not be a fad. So yeah, I think that's absolutely massive and absolutely true, because I know even for myself, even with some of my close friends, that I used to work with, some of the people I talked to about investments, this was back in 2017, 2018, I was either laughed at, they told me to throw my $100 out the window instead of putting $100 into the market. And, they were saying, oh, this crypto thing's a scam, it's a fad, it's a Ponzi scheme. There was so much negativity going on. But as you can see, there's been so much adoption, even just within the last 5 years happening. Now you have institutional investors or massive institutions in here. You have major businesses, corporations. I mean, a lot of more, investors in general are in this space. So as you can see with this, it just shows it has more evidence and more proof that this space is here to stay. People see the writing on the wall. They see the value in the crypto market. This is just the beginning. We're sitting at $1.82 trillion market cap right now. We're so early to the party. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.